This is Radio Free Cybertron. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Birthday Rob.
Hello.
Rob's birthday. Happy birthday, Rob.
Thank you.
We also have Not Birthday Don. That was 2 days ago.
Yeah, so I'm 51 now, so I'll be dead before all of y'all. So
that's not how it works.
I win.
That's not how it works. If you're 151, we could make that work. But hey, so this week's episode of A History on the Fives on patreon.com/tfradio has a very very heartfelt, loving tribute to you for your birthday. I'll make sure that you listen to it somehow.
I'm afraid that you should be too, Don.
It's pretty great, actually.
I am being quietly. I'm doing the whole like screaming in terror on the inside.
So it's a little early for what we got this week, but I do want to show this off. So if you have an Ollie's near you, they have like flats and flats of 24 packs of Rockstar on clearance. So 24 packs for $15. I got 4 of these. So it's the Mandarin Orange. It's delicious, 0 calories. It's 10 calories. It's great. So, yeah, wonderful. Let's see here. Chris is here.
Happy birthday, Rob and Don. Not necessarily in that order.
And Matt.
Okay.
John. On video now, if you're watching video.
Oh. Yep.
Yeah, look at this guy showing off over here.
tfradio.net/live or Roku, YouTube, wherever. Yeah, it looks nice back there. I like the lighting. I like the Jeffrey.
Thanks. That's right.
So, how many of those are aftermarket on the lighted marquees, and how many of them actually came with it?
3 are aftermarket, but now they do them officially. So. Yeah. I prefer aftermarket because I just like to tinker. But
the arcade 1-up cabinets are getting ridiculous in their cost. They're like now $600. I've never paid more than like $180 for one. So I bought them like all on clearance, and I refuse to pay full price for them. And I really do still want the NBA Jam cabinet.
They reach the point where like you don't have, even if you had money, like how many people have the space? What's the Venn diagram of people who have money, have the want, have the space, and are willing to buy like 10 of these? Like at some point you kind of have to, you're like forced to stop.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because they get better every year.
They do.
I think anybody who has the space to go deep on these automatically has the money, even if they don't really have the money. They just have enough credit.
Not necessarily, but
True.
Most likely, but not necessarily.
Yeah, not necessarily.
I don't know about y'all, but for some reason, I really want that Discs of Tron that they showed off, and I'm like,
did they show off a Discs of Tron?
I saw a picture of a Discs of Tron that was alluded to being one of their
well, it would also come with the original Tron because there's not much you can do with that cabinet otherwise, so it'd be both games.
Well,
Well, they have Outrun, which is cool, the sit-down one. They have Killer Instinct, Golden Axe. The Street Fighter cabinets keep getting better. They have the Simpsons coming out. They have X-Men coming out. The Konami beat 'em up 4-player X-Men. And again, like at some point, you just like
wasn't that also
X-Men was a 6-player game though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was a 6-player cabinet.
There was a 4 and a 6 version.
Yeah.
The 6 version had the 2 screens.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
Yes.
And there's also diecast.
Hey everybody.
So let's talk about Arcade 1-Up again. I really want to get one of their pinball little virtual pinball tables. Nice. They're very moddable, I hear.
See what I did?
They have solenoids and everything in them. So
I got to put a green screen behind me next week. So
I think technically it's my fault because I specifically called out, all your stuff behind you, and then Brian just kind of ran with it.
True.
I could have just let that go, and we would have been like done with introductions 5 minutes ago.
I just need to get I need to get like a 4-player main cabinet and be done with it.
I think you might need another basement first, Brian.
No, I've got room in the basement. I just don't have room for my collection. it needs to go, most of it. Okay. Welcome to Die, Jared said in the chat, tfradio.net/discord.
I'll nominate that for episode title.
Yeah, I like that. So,
Yeah.
let's see here. Next week is our annual JD Church memorial episode. We talk about our friend JP. I have a guy I work with named JP that I shouldn't be talking about right now because I think I have paperwork saying that I can't. Our friend JD, who passed away. I shouldn't say the things that I do. Who passed away, unfortunately, back in February of 2014. We wanted to memorialize JD every year, but we decided not to focus, like when he passed. We want to thank him and curse him in a way for forcing us to bring back RFC on a regular basis.
It's not a memorial of his death. It's a celebration of his life and what he did to us.
Yes, we are all here because of him. Yeah, so we'll do that next week.
More like a curse than I think. Like we were cursed.
Hence the episode art on YouTube.
Yeah. Yep.
Among other reasons, but yeah.
Captain Rufus is saying G.I. Joe arcade greater than X-Men. I would agree with that, actually.
Oh yeah, I think they had that set up at Toylanta in 2017.
They did.
It's fun.
And Don was actually really good at that. Me and Matt sat around and watched him play that for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's actually very similar to another game. Brian and John y'all might remember it. It was another arcade game with the rollerball, but it was sort of like, it wasn't Akari Warriors, but it was that same kind of jungle. I can't remember
Captain
the name
Rufus
of it.
just said Cabal.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Thank you, Rufus. Thank you.
You came to the right place, Don.
That was part of the NES, right? I think that's the only version I've played. And of course, that doesn't have the trackball.
Well,
Yeah,
there was a gas station. There was a gas station near where I lived that had Strider and that.
I love
as
the
the only
arcade
two game. Yeah, it was the only two games they had for years. I must have sunk, God, no telling how many quarters into Strider. And then when I needed a break from Strider after getting my butt kicked, I'd play Cabal, and then I would go back over to Strider.
Our 7-Eleven had Cabal for a good while. I think after that it was Bad Dudes. That was fun too.
So Frank in the chat is like, has he started recording? Yes, I have. I'll move on.
This is all actual show content.
This is
right
show
here,
content.
believe it or not.
So okay, one more thing, and on History on the Hives, tfradio.net /Patreon or patreon.com/tfradio. It's our Patreon exclusive podcast, one of them. So Sean Hamilton has been calling Frank sexy. He's just given him that nickname. And I have to say, in a direct message today, Frank spelled out his name, and he actually called himself Frank Sexy Perkins. And that just warmed my heart. So that was wonderful. That made my day. I just want you to know that, Frank. I love that.
There's some weird little world you got going on over there.
It's
on the
its
Patreon
own.
show.
It's its own animal. Yeah. So it was great. Okay, let's move on. There's really nothing to plug, so let's just jump into the news. It's a beastly week, I guess. Let's talk about the non-beast thing. It's Shattered Glass Goldbug, which is, I don't want to say it's a wet fart, but it's up there.
Oh, it's not even. It's a pretty dry fart as it goes.
Yeah, I mean it does. It looks good. I just don't care.
I'm sorry. I'm going to be a little salty here. It's a bad Massey turd in his litter box.
It's pretty though.
I actually kind of like it, but I don't need it.
So a couple people on my Twitter made a really good point, which is that if they were going to do this character properly based on how this character was designed in the original Shattered Glass material, like they should have gone with a muckabout, a battle charger.
Yeah.
Instead of using that cliff jumper mold again. And I would tend to agree with that, because the original Shattered Glass Goldbug was a recolor head remold of Cybertron Hotshot, which is a completely different body layout than this cliff jumper. I mean, like, I get on one level they want to use the thing that's related to Bumblebee already in their toy line for this character that's alternate universe Bumblebee, but it's not good. I've had more than enough of that mold family just for starters.
Yeah.
The
Like,
deco on it is not very compelling, and like I mean this in probably the way everybody will take it when I say it. The new head sculpt on there looks like a BotCon head sculpt. It doesn't look like something Hasbro designed and produced for their own toy.
I didn't look that
cannot see
closely.
it now.
I didn't look that closely at the head sculpt, but I mean, other than that, I think this looks actually pretty good. I already have 4 of that mold, and it's like Seekers. Yes, I know I'm a hypocrite because I'll buy Seekers over and over and over again ad infinitum, like whatever color they want to pick out of the crayon box, I'll buy a Seeker. Sharkticons I'll buy over and over and over again, but Bumblebees, nah.
And like the Shattered Glass premium on this mold in particular, a $30 starting price before you add in shipping and sales tax, which for some of us is, sales tax for some of us is kind of considerable. Like it's just there's no feeling of the value being there.
Wait. This is an MSRP of $30.
$29.99.
$29.99, yeah.
Oh my god,
that mold was expensive when it was $20.
I mean, $20 I can kind of get behind
tiny.
just knowing the way the thing feels and is engineered. I can kind of get behind the $20 price.
You did have all the accessories with Bumblebee. With Cliff Jump, pick one with the accessories, but you did get some appropriate accessories to sort of fill out the package.
Right, and those are still there with Goldbug, the exact same ones. But like, just I don't feel like the fancy Shattered Glass box, which we all appreciate the design work of the packaging, but that and the comic and that mold does not add up to $30 in my opinion. And like, Blur was $30 also. Deluxe in Shattered Glass is just if $30 is the price point for it, but like, no, I'm not paying $30 and shipping and tax on that mold.
If anybody doesn't want their comic, though, please keep me in mind and let me know. I would appreciate it.
I'm like 100% positive there's going to be an individually IDW published version. The ones that are packed in just have different covers.
Yeah, Don, if you're interested, $29.99, and it's yours.
Or, go in for like $20 in a couple of months or after the miniseries runs, and there will be a collection you can get all nice and convenient at once.
It's pretty cool.
So we still have one more of these to see, right?
Jetfire. Which the way the pricing is on these, Josh Wheeljack64 was saying, he was thinking, Jetfire is probably going to be around $100, and I think he's right.
Yeah.
So Shattered Glass Jetfire is going to be in Starscream colors?
No, it's black.
It'll
deco.
probably be black, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, like the classics version was Dark Skyfire.
Dark Skyfire.
Because I believe when they were doing the Shattered Glass fiction, they just repurposed that design and deco to be Shattered Glass Jetfire.
I mean, that's a really good toy, and that's one I'd consider picking up. But if it's $100, I think I'm gonna have to pass on that one too.
Yeah, I don't need that so much. Like so I've pre-ordered the Megatron and the Starscream. I like the Starscream for being in Jetfire colors because that looks good on every mold it's been applied to. Those are just good jet colors in general.
That's
and I like
the only one I've gone in on so far.
And I like the symmetry of making, alternate universe Starscream be Jetfire colors. It just kind of worked for me. And then the Megatron I pre-ordered because, I like the ridiculousness of them tooling up those new parts to kludge spaceship mode out of a malformed tank. It's just kind of hilarious to me.
I mean, I'm willing to pay that for the Megatron because at least, oddly enough, it works. It's weird that it's parts forming, yes, but it works with those parts, and it turns that Siege Megatron into something that's not exactly like the thing that just came out.
I
Just
steadfastly refuse to buy that mold again. No matter
I've
what
only
they
bought
do
it the one time with G2 Megatron, so I've only bought it once. So I'm guessing
the Shattered Glass is the Siege one again. It's not the Earthrise mold.
Oh, okay, that's right. Sorry.
It's just one nebulous mold to me.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong. You know, there's the difference is you have to kind of study for, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Do we have that behind us?
Oh, I wish we did.
Hey, so we've got kind of good news, I guess, sort of, maybe. The new Transformers Rise of the Beast movie.
I'll believe it when I see it.
So there was a press event yesterday. Ben Yee was there. So I'm going to sort of go based on his notes. He sort of talks about the characters. There's some human characters. The Transformers, though, that we will see are Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, RC, Mirage, who's a Porsche, Nightbird, Scourge, Airazor, Rhinox, Optimus Primal, and then there'll be other characters. So the factions are Autobots, Maximals, and Terracons.
Autobots, Decepticons, Maximals, Predacons, and Terracons.
Yeah.
There's 5 factions in one movie.
That will be
Disaster.
probably.
Yeah.
Ben's very excited. And, like, as much as I love Beast Wars, I don't know that I can love Beast Wars as much as Ben does.
Yeah.
That seems reasonable, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like his baby. So,
Also, Ben is just like refreshingly positive about the franchise in general. A lot of the time, and like I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, I do too. I wish it could be that way. So, as far as I know, Optimus is the only voice actor. Who, of course, Peter Cullen. This is the only one that has a named voice actor. I can't imagine. I guess I can't imagine because I saw it today. Someone else is Optimus Primal. And then, of course, if Megatron somehow showed up, of course, I'd want that to be David Kaye. And there's, all the other voice actors, but those are the most iconic.
I mean, David Kaye could actually happen because, like, he's based out of Los Angeles now. So.
Oh yeah. So
like he's in the right talent circuit these
and he'd
days.
be wonderful
in basically any part you give him. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of details. Apparently, it was originally planned to be, and I'm putting it in that terms because that's how I read it. Originally planned to be in 1994. I don't know if that means that it's still in 1994 or not.
So other signs have pointed to it now being set in 1992.
So yeah, 94, 92.
What a difference.
Yeah, minimal difference.
It's the 90s. Mostly
the difference is going to be the width of the shoulder pads on the women's jackets and how big their hair is.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it is Transformers 7. So you have to assume that it is leading in from Bumblebee. So Bumblebee's been on Earth for a while. Optimus Prime will be new to Earth. So okay. I mean, I don't know. I worry that might be considered a spoiler, but it's out there.
But if anything, it's just a spoiler for the end of the Bumblebee movie where Optimus Prime arrives on Earth.
Oh yeah.
Which, if this is taking place 10 years after Bumblebee, then no, Optimus will not be new to Earth.
Yeah.
No, it's like 4 years after.
Yeah. So, I mean, so people, Chris, might have been you on Twitter, speculating that it makes sense that it sort of fits in that timeline between Bumblebee and the original movies, so that it could still sort of, again, nebulously fit in both storylines.
Yeah, I didn't really weigh in on that on Twitter, but like, I kind of just am annoyed at them trying to still have it both ways.
Yeah.
I think McFeely said something along the lines of like it's turning out like Fox's X-Men franchise, where like they've basically got two very distinct story universes, but they're still trying to pretend it all kind of fits together somehow still.
Oh, the X-Men movies. I was thinking the X-Men cartoon, and I'm like, how is that too? But yeah, no, you're exactly right. Yeah, they don't really work together, but
they
don't
keep pretending
most
that
of
it
them
does.
aren't even good movies.
That too.
Yeah.
Well,
there's
same
like
with Transformers, though.
Okay, so
I'll take your word for that.
I saw the clip earlier today. It was only about a 20-second clip, so I'm not sure if I saw everything or not. They're not spending the money on getting the correct voice cast back, or at least the cast that goes with these characters. They're not putting it into, well, the story has to be left, but they're not paying the writers extravagant amounts of money to make sure they have a good story based on past history. And if the animation doesn't hold up, they're not paying for the animation. Where is the money for this going to, unless it's going in their pocket?
I don't understand what you mean, Don. Can you clarify?
Well, they're paying a lot of money for this to be made.
Yes.
And based on what we've seen from the last two, it's
No,
not
Don,
for
we're not
getting...
talking about the Netflix show, Don.
Okay. Well, now I thought. Okay, I am sorry. I was thinking. Okay, I am sorry because I was thinking
Let's
of
save
Kingdom.
that thought for about 5 minutes.
Don had us on pause, on mute, and he was on TFYLP on the other line. Is what's going on.
Well, no, Don, I can understand your confusion because, I mean, Kingdom and this movie,
They sound the same.
or have like the basic storyline.
Don,
I apologize because it's
hold on to that for
point.
5 to 7 minutes, and then bring it up again, and it will be perfectly on point.
Yeah, there you go.
So, I mean, I kind of looked at it as like, did they have this like idea or script just floating around, and they're like, oh, we'll use it for the Netflix series. Let's do a movie out of it too.
Hey, so in the Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, John had pointed out, and I didn't click on the link on what the top singles of 92 were, but if I remember right, the biggest song in 92 was "Baby Got Back." If it wasn't the biggest
top
song,
3.
If it wasn't the biggest, it was in the top.
It'll
list.
be in there.
So yeah, the soundtrack is going to be wild for this movie.
Oh yeah, it'll be awesome.
Yeah. So, and they could totally fit like "Baby Got Back" with, Rhinox or somebody. That could be Rhinox's theme. Oh yeah, on the CD, "Baby Got Back" parentheses Rhinox's theme. There you go. That may be the show title. Yeah. So, but yeah,
I hate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just now stuck on that. I need to actually click on that link and see what other songs were out that year.
Oh, okay. So Triplets in the Discord right now asking if we can get some Go Ninja on the soundtrack. And so one of the things Ben pointed out was they said there's going to be Nightbird in the movie. So there's totally a place for.
Okay, "Baby Got Back" was number 2, and a Boys to Men song that I don't even remember was the number 1 song.
What?
I make love to you.
You don't remember "End of the Road"?
I don't remember that song. No.
Oh. Anyway,
"Jump" by Criss Cross.
Yeah, you remember that.
Really? That was the night? I would have thought that was the 80s. Wow.
"I'm Too Sexy" by Right Said Fred is in there.
"Achy
Breaky Heart." Oh my God. "November Rain." "Life is a Highway." What else?
That'll be in.
Which version of "Life is a Highway"? There have been like 8.
The original.
Tom Cochran. Yeah.
So the thing that gets me, Bumblebee was well received, at least by like the fandom in general, because it was so different from the previous movies. It was a small cast. It was, small scope. It was all in one little area. Where like everything we've heard so far about this is it's back to form of, giant money spending spectacle. We've got shooting locations in Canada and South America both. 5 factions worth of characters somehow to be folded into this. Like,
yes, it's going to be an abomination.
It feels like they looked at the popular reaction to Bumblebee, which was generally positive. And, for the budget that movie had, which was lower than any other Transformers movie, it made quite a bit of money back in return. They're looking at that and rolling with, okay, this was successful. Let's keep going on that momentum. So we'll make a sequel to that. But they're missing every single relevant point as to why any of that stuff was true in the first place.
Chris, "I Can't Make You Love Me" by Bonnie Raitt It should be the theme for this movie.
Yeah, no, you know what? That's very fitting.
That's $1 billion idea right there.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of, I mean, I think that's like what they saw in Bumblebee. Like they looked at Bumblebee and they shook its hand and said, "Thanks for buying us some time. Now we're going to take another crack at making $1 billion."
Yeah.
And this is how they think they can do it. So,
Thanks for buying me some
excited
time
now.
and a side of Wagyu.
Oh yeah, that would be good too.
Yeah.
I should go back and have dinner now. Okay.
I had sushi before the show.
I'm jealous.
It was
Anyway,
$5
happy
Wednesday.
Sonic Cycle reset, everybody.
Oh yeah.
yes, happy birthday, Sonic.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, any other thoughts on the movie? So Bohemian Rhapsody came back around that year because of
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's almost in there. You could almost put that in. Okay.
If only it was set in 1993, we could have like Power Rangers thing thrown in there too. Because year one, height of Power Rangers popularity like ever.
We'll definitely get like an arcade scene just so they can show a bunch of old video games and try to
So they
win
did
us
that.
over there.
They did that in Captain Marvel. And if you noticed, did you watch that, John? And did you notice that Street Fighter 2 was on an LCD?
Yes.
It was the cabinet had an LCD panel. And I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
missed it by that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys, nerds are in the theater. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like that's the difference between like a production designer that does research for what they're trying to produce for, and a production designer that is really good at their job and just, like they get so close and miss the really vital details, or they get everything exactly.
Captain Rufus said "Kiss from a Rose," but that was from 1995, the Batman Forever soundtrack. So
I like that we're
Yes,
focusing on the
1992
music.
was Batman Returns.
yes.
It's a good thing we're focusing on the music because I'm pretty sure that's going to be the best part.
It probably literally is going to be the best part.
Yeah. Okay.
So there is one other point I want to
Sure.
raise here from Ben's notes. So apparently they got Porsche to play ball and license them the use of a Porsche 911, I think.
To not be jazz.
To not be jazz.
It will be Mirage, not jazz. And I just can't figure. Like, I can only think right now Porsche/Volkswagen is doing this to us on purpose.
Yeah, I'm fine with that though.
It's hilarious. But sorry, Don.
And I can't take the blame for this because I'm not a big jazz fan. So this isn't them. This isn't my name on their door, and they're blacklisting me by default. So I'm
Aaron
clear on
Archer
this.
confirmed that he didn't do that his entire time at Hasbro. I asked
That's what
him.
he said. I like Aaron. I've talked to him a lot. He's a great guy. I think on this he's fibbing a little.
I don't buy it. Okay.
If I was Aaron and I had the opportunity to take credit for denying you something personally, Don, I would absolutely take the credit whether I deserved it or not.
Yeah. Okay.
And can you feel the love tonight?
So Smells Like Teen. Wait, how is Smells Like Teen Spirit number 32 on the list? Did it come out like
People
in
were
December?
tired of it.
It might have been timing and also look, man, don't sell Boys to Men short.
No. Boys to Men was awesome, but when did it come out? I have to solve this. I can't move on until
I do agree with the sentiment though. Like the soundtrack is probably going to be the best part of this movie.
Okay, the reason it's number
100%.
the reason it's number in the 30s in 1992 is because it came out in 1991.
Oh,
in September.
So it was hanging around.
Yeah, it was hanging around. Okay.
Well, that's actually fairly impressive.
Oh yeah. It was
Every year I have hope for these Transformers movies. This
You'd
year,
think you'd know better by now.
This year, I'm no hope.
I'm
going
actually
into
excited
it
now.
thinking it's going to be trash.
Wow, they've lost diecast. That's
I'm more excited than I was. Like, this is actually really lightened my mood on this. I love this.
The soundtrack, you mean?
The soundtrack. Yeah, John, you're a genius. I love this.
I'm just gonna suggest you go ahead and lower those expectations before you actually walk into the theater, Brian.
No, I don't care. As long as the soundtrack is good, I don't care.
I don't. I can't even say at this point I will even go to the theater to see this.
Oh yeah, I'll go to the theater like 50 times.
Here's how it went for me. Dark of the Moon, loved it. Age of Extinction, terrible. And then I was like, last night, I'm like,
I kind of liked. I kind of liked Dark of the Moon at the time. I hated
Dark
Age
of the Moon
Extinction.
was great. Dark of the Moon was great, and then last night was. I'm like, I guess it was better than Age of Extinction. I mean, anything's better than that.
Are you sure his Age of Extinction's runtime ended yet?
Oh my God, Rat Trap! Look at his butt. It is so big. Yeah, he looks like one of those rhinos. You know about those rhinos that have big butts. Yeah.
And then Bumblebee was okay, but it was like it didn't do anything that like
Bumblebee
make me watch it a second time.
Bumblebee was entirely acceptable, which was so much more than what we got in the last 5 movies.
Yeah, and like Dark of the Moon at the time did seem really good, but you have to remember we were coming off of Revenge of the Fallen, which was
also really good.
Which is why we liked Last Night so much, comparative to Age of Extinction, which was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Kingdom. So, do we know it's in July? But do we know when in July this is going to debut?
I thought it was the end of July.
Yeah,
wasn't it like around the 22nd or something?
23rd is when Masters of the Universe debuts. So I was thinking it'd probably be a week after that. So
okay, yeah, stay away.
Yeah.
Do not go head to head with that, please.
So there's a trailer for what's coming out on Netflix, and there's like 10 seconds of Kingdom, and it's about what you expect. No spoilers necessarily, but I am going to show off, if you're watching the video, the screen caps that Ant put up on his Twitter. So it's the Maximals and Optimus Primal and Optimus Prime. What's that bottom left one? With the gun shooting.
That's not a good sign. I'm not looking at your images, but if you don't know.
So the models for all the Maximals look great except for Tigatron, and that's only because he is 100% just cheat orbit scaled up. But it still looks good.
Yeah.
It's just not.
And they're not the toy models either.
They're entirely new.
Yeah.
They're not based on the toys, so they actually look better in most cases.
Yeah, I hope the Tigatron toy is not cheat or dialed up 30% on some.
If we get a Tigatron toy, do we know that we're getting one? Is that
yes?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Void?
We're actually getting it twice because there's going to be the retail version and also one in the Amazon Golden Disc collection that we don't know anything about yet. Was it
listed as Voyager or Deluxe?
Voyager.
Oh God, it'll just be scaled up.
I mean, well, yeah, it's gonna, because of how Transformers are designed anymore. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is going to come across fundamentally as a scale up, but it will be.
It may not literally be scaled up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's very concise.
Yeah.
Nice way of what I'm trying to figure out how to say. Also, in that screenshot tweet, the lower left one is Optimus Primal with a gun for reasons unknown.
Oh yeah. The voices though. The voices. We only heard Primal. And I don't remember if we heard anyone else, but Primal was enough. It's very generic. What was he trying to even sound like? Peter Cullen? I mean, pardon me, Gary Chalk.
Well, I mean, probably in either case, the answer is no.
Yeah. So, I just don't necessarily. I don't necessarily get it. It hurts. But Chris, I think you had the best take on it. Beast Wars is it's a part of our life, and it was it's a window of time. You can't, recapture it.
This is not and never was going to be my Beast Wars because my Beast Wars happened from 1996 to 1999, and that's always going to be what Beast Wars is to me, no matter what anything else is, good or bad.
And this isn't literally trying to go back and be a sequel series to Beast Wars or G1.
No.
It's something different, but
it's using the same characters and loose setting, so like the comparison is valid.
The only time
the movie's the same thing too.
Yeah, the only time I've ever seen them like cartoon, and I stress that cartoon, them go back like decades later and recapture something like
Resolute?
the magic. What?
G.I. Joe
No,
Resolute?
not G.I. Joe Resolute. Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super, I think,
Oh,
does a really good job of feeling like a continuation and not something fake.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
I can
only
see that.
example I can think of.
yeah. Dragon Ball Super is a lot of fun for a lot of its runtime,
Yeah.
especially if you get to watch the Blu-ray version where they fixed a lot of the animation for the first half or so of the series.
Oh, I need to do that. I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure, anyway.
But yeah, like you can't go back and do G1 season 5. It just wouldn't work. It can't work.
Because it would never have the same spirit.
I mean, you can't recreate G1 without Wally Burr.
Yeah.
You really can't. And so many of the voices are gone. You know, from the clips that I have seen of the trailer of Masters of the Universe, you know, I'm not necessarily sold on. See what I did there? I'm not really sold on the some of the voice work that I've seen.
I mean,
But-
if they don't have Alan Oppenheimer being Skeletor, like, what's the point?
Yes,
Mark Hamill, isn't it?
yes,
Which, you know, I mean, in all fairness, Mark Hamill would be a perfectly fine Skeletor in something completely unrelated to the original series.
you can't say that it's a continuation and then have the Joker, you know, run around with as Skeletor. It just doesn't work.
Also, I like, you know, Skeletor's voice from the 2000X series. Like, that was a good spiritual successor to the Sound of Skeletor.
And it wasn't trying to be a continuation.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
I actually
that's the
wish this
hook.
was a continuation of that series instead of the original one.
I would be entirely fine with that. Yeah.
There was a lot of story hooks they built into the second season of that just never were able to get developed because the show ended.
Yep, that's what they should. That's what I'm assuming based on what I've watched from the trailer. That's
When
what they should have done.
The press, I think the press release materials even said it was a continuation of the original series.
Yes, what I'm saying is I would based on my viewing of
Based
the
on all
trailer.
based on all the publicly available, you know, freely viewable materials that are out on the internet for public consumption at this time.
My opinion is based entirely on publicly consumable material. And once I am able to speak in respect to the non-publicly available material, I will change my opinion. Okay. I just had to say that. Sorry. Embargoed. So, yeah, but this is Kingdom. I'm glad it's over. I can't
That's
can't
the
wait.
worst.
I
That's the worst thing to say about a franchise. I'm glad it's over.
I'm glad it'll be over. I'm glad that this will be done. I hope that they go in a different direction. And I would be fine if they just stop making animation.
So our friend Slander on Twitter saw the trailer and, you know, felt kind of negatively about it and said something to the effect of, you know, wake me up when there's good Transformers media again. And my response was, and lo, Slander slept for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, at that rate, it's basically the same thing as let's just not make shows anymore.
Yeah. Or just
Although, like, in all fairness, Cyberverse is not what we're accustomed to necessarily, but it was actually a good series.
Yeah. I need to go back and watch more of it. I need to do the same for Robots in the Skies as well.
Same.
Yeah.
And honestly, for Rescue Bots. Like, the more I talk about it, the more I think I would actually enjoy watching it with the kids.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Okay, so do we have any other thoughts about these news items?
Doesn't sound like my spirit leaving my body.
So it's not in the show notes, but I'll ask Chris and Rob to see if they saw anything because I didn't. Well, did anything pop up from the Takara Tomy event on Friday?
I never heard another thing about it.
Yeah, me neither.
Me either.
Like, I could not even prove that it happened right now.
Yeah.
It required me to.
I think some more stuff popped up on Takara Tomy Mall after that. Nothing. I mean, nothing that we had. Like, I saw the new photos of Na. Pop up.
because the Transformers Twitter account, but that's just their normal thing anyway. It wasn't related to
Okay.
whatever was going on last weekend. That's just what they do all the time anyway. And those are just the samples they have in the office this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think whatever may or may not have happened for that Takara event starting on the 18th, like, I don't think there was any Transformers content to it of any sort that came up on our radars. It seemed like the Wonderfest in Shanghai had more for that, and that was still like, ancillary kind of stuff like statues.
Yeah. Okay. Any other news? Anything that we want to talk about before we jump into what we got this week?
I had one of those wacky new Mountain Dew flavors today. I didn't like it very much.
Yeah, I was interested.
The Baja Punch.
Fake peach is what you said.
Yeah, so if you ever had Tahitian Treat, which is the like RC Cola family of drinks version of carbonated Hawaiian Punch, basically. It tastes
they
like
still make that?
I don't know if they still do, but it's the closest thing I got experience with that lines up with that. It's that with some kind of fake peach flavor added over it, and I hate peach, so I don't like it.
Yeah.
I bought it because it was orange and I was curious.
Yeah. Sadness.
Fortunately, I got a 20-ounce bottle instead of a 12-pack, so my investment in that is now completed, and I don't need to revisit that.
Okay, let's jump to
artificial peach triggers parts of my memory that I associate with the smell of cat pee. So
it doesn't do that to me, but I can understand it. Like, I can drink a peach knee high if I have to. Only if I had a gun to my head, I could do it. I would never actually do it willingly.
Yeah, I did one time. My fiance and we have some of the sugar-free syrups, and she does like some flavored water, with them.
Sugar-free syrup. Is that what you said?
Yeah, the flavored stuff. And one morning I was very tired and made coffee, and I poured the peach syrup in her coffee.
Oh no!
So I
she's
said,
still with you?
Yeah. she said she tried it. It was not that great, but she understands that it was an accident. I wasn't awake, and I made sure to put the peach syrup as far away from the salted caramel as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So Don, I'm sorry, but I love how you say syrup.
Yeah, shout out for how Don pronounces syrup.
So, like, when I do my next Happy Day podcast, that's how I'm going to start saying it. And, like, how Don says eggs is how I've changed how the Happy Day Brian says eggs.
How does Don say
eggs?
Okay, hang on.
Oh, no.
We're talking about how I say eggs and legs, just to let you know.
Eggs?
I love this.
Yes, I know I say it wrong.
But this is how
you keep telling me that.
I've changed how I say it in front of the kids. It's like, hey, JC, you want some eggs? And she's like, what? Eggs. You want some eggs?
Okay, so I mean, it's just. See, I think I say it correctly. I think she says it wrong.
I say stuff wrong all the time.
But
Don, I hope you know how much she loves you to put up with that.
And we love you, Don. I want you to know how much we love you.
To put up with that.
It's just I say eggs and legs. That's
no, you say eggs. You said eggs pretty well right there.
Eggs.
That's just because he's self-conscious and trying harder.
Exactly.
I
love Don so much. Okay, so
Don under the bus.
So let's jump to what we got this week. I want Diecast to go first because he's wearing those sunglasses. And Diecast, I want to apologize and not apologize at the same time for dumping on those every time you show them off. Like, I feel compelled to dump on those glasses whenever I see you share them. They look beautiful, but
they look great. The price is right. I mean,
$30.
$35.
Okay, I think the GI Joe set was 30.
These were a little more. They're a little. There's a little bit more going on with them.
Do they have metal pins in the hinge on the temples?
I don't know.
I'm sure the answer is no.
Look, they have this nice little case.
The GI Joe had a nice case too.
It's good artwork.
It's good artwork on both sides.
Yeah, both sides. You have the Autobot symbol up in the corner there, if you can see.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
small.
The GI Joe one didn't have that. It was just on the temples.
It's got the Autobot logo there, Optimus Prime. You can see his grill, all that stuff. and it's the same on the other side. But then on the inside, you got Transformers right there. That's kind of upside down. And you also have Autobots roll out on the other side.
How are the lenses? Do they look nice?
The lenses look okay.
I like the way that things look through the GI Joe glasses for the 10 seconds that I wore them before they broke.
Oh,
These, I don't know. Like, I only wore my GI Joe ones for 10 seconds.
My head is larger than yours.
These,
So
I mean, they do expand to the side. Like, you can get, if your head's wider, they should be able to fit.
Like you do that with the GI Joe glasses I have, and that's exactly what happened, and it just snapped. Like literally the second time I put them on.
I mean, I can't tell if there's metal pins in here or not.
You could see them. You would see them if they're there. They're not. It's friction. It's plastic on plastic.
I mean, it looks metal. It looks like there's a metal piece in there, like right in that hole right there.
Yeah, I was looking at that on one of the photos you posted on Twitter. So
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are. Maybe they're sturdier. I mean, I love the look of the GI Joe glasses, and I love the way things look through them. It's just they're cheaply made. Like the Tonka glasses that I got free at HasCon have held up way better.
That was a rough comment, and I was like, man,
it's
am
true
I wrong
though.
for loving these sunglasses?
So those sunglasses that the Tonka ones are the exact same swag glasses that I've been given before, branded as something else, like from a work function.
Yeah,
and those hold up pretty good. The lenses kind of suck, but they hold up. The artwork, the graphics and everything on those glasses are beautiful. They look great. I just wish they were as sturdy as they look. They look phenomenal. It just, they snapped. I would love to wear them. Like, I would seriously love to wear those somewhere, but
I mean, these actually came with a free pair. They're not Transformers, they're just regular, but they are supposed to have polarized lenses.
Oh, so it came with another pair of glasses?
It came with another.
That's why it's $35.
And I actually ordered a second set, but I used a discount code, which brought it down to like close to 30. And I only got the Transformers glasses. It didn't come with the free set like when I paid 35. So I'm not sure if that was the difference or not. But I like these so much, and even my wife was like, "Oh yeah," she gave me the thumbs up when I put them on. Where normally, if I show her something, she'll just roll her eyes at me. So it was a good sign that I got a thumbs up.
Yeah, they look good. I mean, they sincerely do.
Yeah. I'm happy with them. And at $35, if they break down the line, I'm not going to be heartbroken, But I also got, I guess I should have taken out of the shrink wrap, but I'll hold it up. The last set of the Magic Square Menasor characters. So Don was just talking about them in pre-show.
Drag Strip and what? Wild Rider?
Dead End.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dead End. Okay.
Drag Strip and Dead End. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to see through the bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the set I kind of want and kind of don't want. So it's like I'm really on the fence.
I picked up, I guess Monday on Prime Day. I got the 6 little MicroMaster cars that were the Amazon special. They dropped down. It was one set I didn't go in on, and I was like, you know what? If they go cheap enough, I'll get them. And they dropped down to like $20 for Prime Day, so I figured, that was worth it to pick them
Yeah,
up.
it's decent.
Yeah.
The Botropolis Rescue Pack also went down to like $40, I think, which is a good deal for that set too. Of course, that sold out pretty quick.
Yeah, that's the one with the rocket and everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great set. I actually thought that would be sold out quicker than it did, and I got 2 when they originally came out. Another Prime Day deal. I picked up another grapple because
He's what, $18, something like that.
Yeah, and I really like him, and I was almost wondering if, obviously this was probably a later run, later stock of it. I was wondering if they fixed the pegs on this guy at all. I didn't know if there was any running changes on Grapple with the changes that Inferno had.
Nothing I've heard about.
Nothing you've heard
Me
about.
either.
Okay. Well, either way, I still
But-
got another Grapple just in case,
Yeah.
one breaks or something.
And maybe you can find someone to paint it into hauler if they don't do a hauler at some point, which I can't see them not doing.
Hmm.
And then I also got the MMC Eris Cultor, which is the female, which kind of looks like their Tarn.
I hate you. I wanted that.
Yeah.
Did it sell out?
It's sold
Yes.
out really quick.
I know that was a very popular item when it went up for pre-order. Like people
They'll
went gaga over it.
They'll
Yeah.
probably do another run.
Well, one of my friends on Twitter, and I'll give credit if I can remember who it was right now without opening up another window, but they said that it's going to be a main release next year or later this year with some deco changes to distinguish between the two.
But yeah, I thought it looked good, and I know I'm going to sound like Don, but there's not many female Transformers, so to get a female Transformer character that I actually like their alt mode and everything, I decided
Well,
to
there's
have
not
it.
many that don't have the exact same body.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but that's I think that's all I got this week.
Cool. Who else got anything?
Hey, Rob, it's your birthday.
Yeah, it's birthday.
Yeah, I got a few things. Chris got me SDG Generation Genesis for the PlayStation 4, which is a Gundam simulation game that covers pretty much the entire main timeline, as I understand
Also known
it.
as SDG Generation Mega Drive in some parts of the world.
Oh, of course. But
Oh, cool.
yeah, so yeah, that's looks like it's going to be fun. That's going to end up on YouTube at some point very soon.
So it was it in the box?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so go and look in the back. Look in the back of the box. Then the text in the box, unless they changed it, they just did a find and replace for Mega Drive and put in Genesis. So
I don't think Brian was really paying attention to most of what you said, Rob.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't. I was trying to. So I thought it was the Mega. Never mind. I'll shut up.
No, I
put it on.
did not get the Genesis or Mega Drive Mini. I would not mind one, but I did. That is not what I got. I got a Gundam sim for the PS4. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking that it was the Megatron Mega Drive.
no.
This is SD Gundam G Generation Genesis, and I made the joke that in some parts of the world it's G Generation
Mega
Mega
Drive.
Drive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
because-
just did not that.
Yeah, you
put
weren't
my
paying
brain-
attention because he started talking about Gundam.
Well, that's not the entire reason. I'm also trying to multitask.
But yes,
Happy
I
birthday,
got.
Rob.
Happy birthday, Rob.
But yeah, I got that. I got. I also got. Let's see. I think I mentioned the volume of Gundam: The Origin and Earthrise Wheeljack last week. I also got Angel, my sister-in-law, got me Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate for the Switch, which is the last of the Monster Hunter games in English that I don't actually own. And
What are
I
you
wanted-
doing those games? I've heard of them. Is it basically a Pokemon clone, or is Pokemon a clone? Of
No, it is. Neither. It is. Well, the short version is you hit dragons with hammers.
it? Oh, that sounds like fun.
It is. Go with either Monster Hunter World or Monster Hunter Rise if you want to try it. They are a lot more streamlined than Generations Ultimate would be. But I've been playing Monster Hunter since it was a lot less streamlined than that. So it's gonna be nice to take a look at that. So, but because yeah, they are very, very. How do I describe it? The older Monster Hunters, especially, are very granular games. There's a lot to do and a lot of things you have to do to upgrade and to prepare for hunting. It's like a real. It is it is basically taking the idea of a like fantasy society built around hunting monsters as seriously as a video game can possibly take it.
That's
and
cool.
It is, yeah, it's a fun series. It's like I said, World for PS4 or Xbox One or Rise for the Switch, both really excellent, and I recommend either of them if you want to give Monster Hunter a try sometime. But I also got a chance to try all of the Canadian chocolate that Jacob sent me last week, and there was some really fantastic stuff in there. It was really kind of shocking because the same day I got Cadbury mini eggs from Ollie's, so I had some on hand to just compare them directly. And just everything about the Canadian mini eggs is smoother. The shell is not as gritty. The chocolate is smoother and just so nice. And pretty much that's anything there's a US version of. Yeah, the chocolate is smoother and nicer on the Canadian version than it is on the US version. But probably my favorite thing out of the box was a thing called the Crunchy Bar, which is made of basically, it's called sponge toffee, and it is just imagine a really fairly dense honeycomb of a brown sugar toffee, and it's crunchy, and it's somehow manages to feel both substantial and light at the same time. It's really kind of amazing stuff, and I may or may not have more of it on the way from Amazon already.
Nice.
But yeah, that was
does sound delightful, though.
It is really good, and yeah. But thank you again, Jacob. That was really kind of you, and I really enjoyed all of that. That was awesome. That was just great, and I think that's basically everything I have gotten this week.
Don, you raised your hand.
I got a couple of things. Been kind of a light week stuff. But have you ever been out looking for stuff and you wind up having a theme with looking back what you bought that you didn't plan on it?
Like money wasting? Yes.
Yes.
Well, okay, well there's that. There's that. No, the other day I went to Target in the hunt for Rhinox, and I found Buzzsaw Hordak. Just last one on the shelf. Nice looking figure.
I found it too.
And these things are just apparently finding any of this stuff is very hard to find. So I got him just because, well, he's the last one. He's a good looking figure. And then today, when I went to the Walmart, I found Macho Man Randy Savage, who is the leader of the evil horde in the Worldwide Wrestling universe this takes place in. They brought him back. They brought him back from the dead to lead the horde because he's the HWO.
That's not the actual storyline, is it?
I don't know. It just that's what the back of the packaging says. That made me uncomfortable
for a second.
Yeah, that is inappropriate.
Well, okay, I'll read what the back of the packaging says. They tried to stop him, but the Horde World Order revived Macho Man to take over WW
What?
When you're HWO, you're HWO for life.
It really says that?
Yes, I read that. I don't know.
Don, take a photo of that and please tweet that out so I can retweet it. That is horrible.
Okay, I will do that after the show. But again, it's
in poor taste. Imagine.
It's just there's that.
Mattel being in poor taste.
Another thing,
they signed off on it.
Yeah, signed off on it. It's like I love it. Yes.
Well, we expect that from them. It's the Mattel part that's questionable.
Another thing I got on Prime Day through tfradio.net/Amazon.
Oh, you're the one.
Yeah, I was one of the ones. Yeah. One thing I've always loved since I was collecting Transformers are those letter bots. The letter and number little robots. Yes. I've always liked them. There's always been, a lot of them are very similar. Your Bs and your 8s all have a very similar conversion. But there's a lot of little gems in that line. And I've been looking at this for a while. They're numbers that become vehicles that combine into robots.
Oh, neat.
Those are cool.
Yeah, so it's and they're very Bruticus style looking combiners, military vehicles and such. 0 through 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 through 4 become one robot. 5 to 9 become the other, and your pluses and your minus signs becomes weapons, armor, and connecting parts. So you've got now, as far as I can tell, these two don't combine together into something. There's nothing in there for that. But yeah, that's just something I've been looking for. Just, one of the 1,000 things you have, like, oh, that's neat, I'll watch it. And it was on sale on Prime Day, and I had enough points, so I got the set for about like $22 with free shipping. So I thought that'd be nice. And it's just, there's some really, and they're substantial, thickness there to have all the parts in there. So that's something. And then the last thing I got. Now, I can't remember what did he say his name was?
Galvatron.
Galvatron. Yep. I don't know which one I've got. Do I have the fixed one? Do I have the bad one? I don't know what I got.
That looks like the low shoulders. You can tell though, if you look at the top of the shoulders, if it's smooth on top, it's the correct one. If it's got the detail parts facing up, it's the bad one on the very top.
But I think I think the fix is that basically you rotate the shoulders up.
That's not the fix.
Or whatever it is.
That's the workaround. The fix is taking screwdrivers and forcing the rivets out and reversing it physically.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
I'm not going to worry about that.
It's fine the way it is.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, my pile of loot from BBTS did not make it today. It's like one city over. Like, you want the next city over? Your loot's in another castle, apparently. So I'll have that for next week.
Cool. Okay, who else? Chris?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll be quick about it. So,
don't be quick about it. I want to hear your opinions.
Well, I mean, you're not going to hear opinions on some of the stuff because what I was about to start with was the stuff I don't have in here because I haven't opened it yet. I got Dracodon. Dracodon's a very nice shade of fluorescent green.
Did you find it at Target?
Yeah, Target. There were no sound waves left by that point, but the wave is out there. I also got Rhinox, which I haven't opened yet because I don't actually know if I want it or not.
Or at Walmart.
And I haven't Walmart. I have not been able to track down my 2014 Rhinox to determine if I actually still have that or if I sold it at some point. Because, like, from all indications, I probably want to go with the 2014 one if I can. I will say Rhinox.
If you want one of those, I could probably make that happen.
Okay, good to have a backup plan. Thank you. I can say, though, that the Kingdom Rhinox does not look particularly impressive or pleasing in the box. So I'm not sure if that's going to be sticking with me or not, which is why I haven't opened it. What I did open, though, was Galvatron.
That's what I wanted to hear about.
Yeah, I kind of figured. No, Galvatron's very okay. My experience with it was like there was not any particular wow moment with it. Everything is just kind of there, and there's a little bit of it that takes some figuring out. I didn't need to use the instructions, but it took a little bit, like with the torso, to figure out what's supposed to move where. And especially going back from cannon mode, it was kind of hard to get the panels open to move the chest and head back into position. While there's not anything like really stand out remarkable about the design of it, what it really does right is the look. This is a low shoulders version, but like in person handling it, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Like if I reverse the arms where the rivets are facing forward, yeah, I can tell there's a height difference in the shoulders in that configuration. But like if I leave this the way it is, I don't really mind the proportions of it at all. The proportions are really solid. The sculpt and the head and face likeness is particularly really good for some of the legacy media. So they got that part really right. The color is really good on it, and the canon mode obviously was kind of a secondary concern for them. It all like fits together and looks basically like what it should look like, but it's not like as good as I would really expect it to be. Like the way the treads and the arms work in canon mode are kind of loosey-goosey, sort of. Like there's no spot where either component of it locks in really. You just kind of have to balance it in the right spot based on friction. And all the joint tolerances on this are very good, where I don't think that's a problem. But comparing it to the Titan's Return one, which had a lot of ratcheting joints, that felt a lot more solid in the alternate modes because those ratchets would hold a specific fixed position. And this is also not designed to be as flexible with how the cannon positions as the Titan's Return one. Like, this is very much meant to be like the perfectly horizontal cannon positioning. So you can't really effectively put it in like the tilted up position, which I think for a lot of people is what more commonly they would expect to have out of this. But the back of the cannon mode has the tripod leg that folds down, so it is stable. And there's little wheels underneath too, so it can roll along if you think a cannon should act like a tank. The battle damage, I wish I could remove, and like I've got leads on solutions that supposedly will take those tempos up. I just can't find the stuff locally, so I might have to order that. Somebody on TFW said they were able to use a tester's product called Easy Liftoff, which is supposed to be a decal remover. And then applying that with a cotton swab and letting it sit for like half an hour apparently lets those tampos come up pretty easily, and supposedly does not harm the plastic. So I'm trying to track down some of that stuff so I can try that. The battle damage isn't terrible. I looked at Hobby Lobby so far and they don't seem to carry it.
Where'd you get yours, Matt?
So I actually had some sitting around. I got it last year. I ordered it online through Amazon. However, I would recommend that you not leave it sit in a mailbox on a hot day for incredibly long.
Did it explode?
It did not explode, but it was starting to swell and did leak a little around the cap. Luckily, if I had left it in there any longer, yeah. But like I said, that was a hot day in a metal mailbox. So check your mail whenever you order
it. yeah. That sounds like a good plan. Fortunately, it comes in a metal can, so when they throw the package over my gate, it probably won't hurt it.
Well, Chris, since yours is out of the box, Brian, by the way, I tweeted those pictures to you.
I'm
on
retweeting
Twitter.
it right now.
Okay. Now that you've got Galvatron in hand, looking at him, do you see any way we can get a select Straxus from him?
I mean, change enough parts that you can do anything with it.
I mean, realistically, because you and Rob are best with this kind of stuff, looking at the way parts fit, what can be changed. But I mean, I think that's the only way we're going to get a actual generation Straxus, because I've got the New Age version. I picked up the New Age Haldar, which looks good, but it's Legends class.
I think a lot of the core structural components of it could probably be straight reused between them. Because especially in robot mode, like the barrel that's the front of the cannon mode is mostly hidden from view anyway, so it doesn't really matter how accurate that would look. Change the chest piece out, probably do a little bit with the legs to make them more specific to a Straxus application rather than being, Galvatron's thigh-high boots and spats. I think there would be potential if Hasbro wanted to sink in the retooling costs to do as much as would need to be done to it. I just question whether that's something that would have a high enough priority with them to actually go to the effort to do it right. So mostly Galvatron's a really good solid thing. It also has really good heft to it for a leader class toy. It's not much taller than the Titan's Return one, which kind of gave me pause for a little bit when we were seeing the comparison pictures come out. But having it in hand, there's a lot more substance to this than the Titan's Return Voyager had, necessarily so. I'm happy with how this turned out. I'm more now looking forward to the Selects one, which is supposed to be in toy colors. And on that, I would not be surprised if we had an alternate head sculpt pop up too that was closer to what the toy looked like. This is very
and
the movie.
Correctly assembled shoulders.
I would have to assume yes, but
we can hope.
Weirder, dumber things have happened, so who can say for sure? Yeah, I'm actually quite happy with this overall. Also, the little accessory spaceships that turn into the like railgun.
Those are weird.
They're kind of neat.
Yeah.
They're kind of neat. I appreciate the intent behind them, because like especially lately, my thing has been like, give me Transformers spaceship things,
Yeah.
and they're kind of doing that in one respect. This is at least a little bit better than, remember the Beast Wars Anniversary figures where Optimus Primal and Megatron came with the Axle on the dark side.
Yes.
These are a little bit better than that.
Yeah, the dark side is the. I only ever got the dark side out of the two, but it reminded me very intensely of a like Micro Machine Star Trek ship.
Yeah, it really has that feel to it, except made of like softer plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was the one I got normally, and since I didn't buy the original colors Optimus Primal, I ended up getting the Axelon secondhand in like another lot of parts. But I did eventually get both. The dark side actually was, of the two, the one better done. The Axelon had a lot of like with injection molding, you can't have parts overhang, and since these were designed as single piece accessories, a lot of the Axelon's details couldn't be represented correctly because it would require that overhang, so it never looked quite right. Which again is why I want like actual, purpose made Transformer ship toys to actually get these things made out of multi-part assemblies, so the details could actually all be there. But Galvatron, nice.
Cool. Okay.
I think that's all on topic for me, and like nothing off topic I would have gotten in the last little while is readily at hand. So,
Matt.
Yeah. So I got Cyberverse Rack and Ruin.
Nice.
I got it specifically because it's a licensed toy of Rack and Ruin, and that's the only reason I got it, because that's the only thing I like about it. Really, it's not. I'm not a big Cyberverse toy guy.
Yeah, me either.
This is one of like 3 that I have, but it's Rack and Ruin. It's official, so it's mine.
And they're fun in their limited appearances in the Cyberverse show.
Yes, but more importantly, behold, Galvatron.
Nice.
And I have not played around with him too much. I pulled him out of the package, checked his shoulders, which are incorrect. But like, honestly, the profile of the shoulders being a little lower doesn't bother me that much. I actually think the correct way is a little bit high and the incorrect way is a little bit low, so it really doesn't matter that much. The only thing that bothers me is the molded detail that is clearly wrong. But yeah, I use the easy liftoff stuff and just wipe it on, wipe it on with a cotton swab, wait 40 minutes and wipe it off. Like, you have to rub at it a little bit. And I had to apply twice just to get it off. But I mean, it takes it off the cannon too.
Oh, good.
Well, looks pretty clean.
Yeah, because if you would use rubbing alcohol on that cannon, that would have probably clouded up the
clouded it up. Yeah. So I do still have a little bit of cleanup to do on it. Like it left a little bit of shade where you can see where it was on one of the arms, and a little bit of cleanup around the edge of the barrel of the cannon. But yeah, I haven't transformed him yet, so I can't speak to the cannon mode, but I just took the battle damage and the paint around his boots off and just stood him with Studio Series Scourge and Kingdom Cyclonus and marveled at their beauty.
So was the process of getting the damage effects off with the easy liftoff was it less effort than your previous attempts at removing battle damage?
Yes, this was actually successful.
Well, there you go then.
The only battle damage I've ever been able to successfully remove was paint before. I haven't been able to get tampos off. I actually bought the easy liftoff last year to try because I had seen it work on a video, but it was obviously like a different toy because they applied it and like within a minute or two took it off. So I assumed there was some chance of damaging the plastic, so I wouldn't leave it on there. When you pointed me in the direction of that TFW article that said leave it on for 40 minutes, I was like, okay, somebody else has tried this, I'll give it a shot. And yeah, it works wonderfully.
Yeah.
Like I said, I applied it twice, but yeah, it can't, like there's no trace of it left on that chest.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if I had to do 2 or 3 applications of it if it's, if I know every time it's going to wipe off more of that without too much work.
Mhm.
And without making the plastic brittle underneath it like the rubbing alcohol will.
Yeah. But the face sculpt on Galvatron is just spot on.
It's good, yeah.
So mine, this is not going to show up well on the video, I'm certain, but mine has like a little bit of a QC defect, and my Galvatron actually has like kind of a cool scar through his right eye,
Oh, cool.
which normally I would be appalled by, but like it kind of works for this the way it came out.
But yeah, I mean, if they do the Selects toy color variant of this, I will buy it. If they want to do like an Energon colors, was it? It was Galvatron, right? The white one.
The white one was Megatron, and
Megatron.
then they made him purple as Galvatron.
Yeah, I would buy Energon Megatron. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now what we've heard about is the Selects one, which we have solicitations for at some level or another.
We believe to be the toy decos. Yeah, Galvatron 2.
And then the other thing we've heard about is like a reformatting Galvatron, which is expected to be something like, a grid lines deco, maybe with some clear plastic.
That's cool.
I'd probably leave it in the box forever, but it sounds neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had me until clear plastic.
Clear plastic, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm excited for that. I'm just saying those are the variants that we are aware of to some degree right now.
I would much rather have an Energon Megatron.
I'd much rather just have the toy colors one.
Well, both.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
But yeah, like I will buy that Galvatron 2, the toy colors. Absolutely. And that's all I've got this week.
John, did you get anything?
Nope, I didn't. So I'm good.
Okay, I'll just run through my stuff pretty quick. Let me pin myself here. Pin myself to the main screen. Okay, just some. So I did the Yahoo auction thing, and I got my first box today. No, my second box. So I tried 2 different services. I'm getting cheap stuff out of it. So for the most part, so I got a VHS tape of Master Force. It's sealed. I didn't realize it was sealed when I bought it.
That's all the better, though, really.
Yeah. I didn't realize that the Master Force boxes or the VHS boxes from Japan, it may just be this, are actually thicker than, like in the US, the cardboard sleeves are basically, flush against the plastic of the cassette. This is
form
larger.
fitting.
Yeah. So there's like some give, I guess, to protect it.
I wonder if that was just a thing for the 80s in Japan.
Yeah. But the graphics on it are really nice. It looks good. I have no idea which episodes they are on it.
Brian,
I couldn't find anything on the wiki.
Can you turn it around? Let me see the back of it.
Yeah. And I don't know if the photos are representative of what's actually on the cassette. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was...
Although if that's volume 4, and it looks like there's 4 episodes on the tape, and the previous volumes are the same, then we could, probably presume that's episodes like 13 through 16.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I also got a Jam Project CD.
Nice.
Transformers Evo and
yeah, the animated songs.
Yeah, and Praise Be to Decepticon. There are 2 different tracks, one vocal and with vocals and one without. Again, it was cheap, and God, it just looks so pretty. The red is so deep on this; it's just really nice.
Also, I mean, it's worth listening to because Jam Project literally can do no wrong.
Yeah. So, pleased with that. Other thing in that box, and I now have 3 out of 4 of the Rescue Force toys on card, and I've gotten all 3 out of Japan. So, this is the drill. What is it? Drill horn? What's the drill's name?
That's drill horn.
Drill horn. That's what I thought.
Drill horn, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know which one I'm actually missing. I need to go back and figure it out.
So, if anybody sees the Dune buggy on card, buy it so Brian can.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
So
corner the market.
Yeah. So pleased with that. And I've spent way less on these than I would have expected. Not necessarily because they're from Japan. It's just I probably should have held off on talking about this, but there's just not a lot of demand for the toys. So people obviously rather have, Lio Kaiser. So instead of the Rescue Force stuff.
I would love to have the Rescue Force stuff myself.
Yeah, they're rad. So I showed off, I think last week, or maybe I didn't. I picked up a second Nemesis Prime from Netflix, so I could get the trailer. I applied the stickers to it.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah. It was actually pretty easy. There are fewer stickers than I thought. God, what's this opening?
Open
If
the
only it were
side
twice
for-
as large.
Yeah.
So, but there's stickers that go all the way around the perimeter. I mean, so it came out really well. I just need to find my Netflix Optimus from Earthrise to serve as my G2 Optimus. Oh, let's see here. So we've seen the world's smallest. Now we see one of them right here. Here's the other. The world's smallest toys that they sell like at Target or whatever. They've had those for a while. Now they're blind boxed versions of them, which is like the worst thing ever. Yeah, I know. So you can get Starscream, Optimus, or Bumblebee out of it. I just bought 2 of the blind boxes to see what they were like, and I didn't get either. I got a Duncan Yo-Yo
Oh,
and an Etch-a-Sketch.
oh, that's terrible.
But they both work. The Etch-a-Sketch works. I don't know if you can see the little square that I drew on it. That's ridiculous that works.
Yeah, it's not really coming through super clearly.
Yeah,
but
so just a couple things. I think I talked to you guys offline about this last week. I didn't mention them on the show. I got C-78B, which is the black hot rod.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's nice. I need to get the crystal, the clear one now. And I got this, speaking of crystal, the clear, it's Mirage or Leisure. It's the black clear one that came out from Henkei. It just looks really nice. So again, I've been going through trying to complete my G1 stuff. One thing I actually know, I used to have 2 sets of G1 Constructicons, and I realized I have 0 sets of G1 Constructicons at Advantage anymore. I had the reissue, but I didn't have Advantage. So, because the prices on them were pretty great, and the box isn't perfect, I got a box set, Japanese. So.
Oh,
So I've been collecting the motivators. I think I showed that I got Gripper last week or the week before. But something that came in the mail that I'd ordered are Ripro parts for Road Caesar. And I have applied them to my big motivator, or as I call it, Motor Caesar. And it actually looks pretty great.
yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
So Gripper is mostly obscured by the chest shield. So honestly, at first glance, it just looks like Road Caesar. He's much larger than I realized in hand. I know obviously the individual pieces are bigger than, say, like 6 Turbo or Landcross, but in my mind, they're like that size. So he's actually quite a bit bigger than.
Yeah, Gripper's like a pretty sizable toy, isn't he?
Yeah, they're all pretty sizable. They're all the size of basically of G1 Power Master. So if you have like Getaway or something, they're all basically that size. And last thing I got, it's been on the list of toys I've wanted for 25 years. And I Dononomics this. I Dononomics the hell out of this. I've been studying under the Don learning tree a lot lately on ways to like stretch money and things like that. I got Desaurus.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
I love it. It's missing like 2 small tiny pieces that go to the bird.
Eagle breast.
Yeah. So, but I have wanted this forever, and it's in really great shape. It's in really phenomenal shape.
Say even the Chrome looks good.
It
coming off the
does.
camera.
Oh, it does. There's like maybe one blemish, but it is clean and nice. I've been wanting one for a while, and most of the ones you see, the stickers look bad or the chrome is all blemished. I held out and I Dynanomics this, and I am very happy that I finally have it. So there's actually very few like now things as far as individual Transformers that, I mean, there's stuff I'll never get. I'll never own a Minerva. Things like that.
Well, that's quitter talk.
Well, I did come across
Yeah, not
Minerva.
with that attitude, you won't.
I did come across Minerva that actually cost less than this.
Oh.
It was missing all the accessories, but there are
Mhm.
repros out there that I can live
Right.
with because I can live with it.
Are there did people make repros for the parts Eagle Breast is missing?
Probably not, but maybe I'll look.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't care. The only thing, like he doesn't serve as a gun with that, and I wouldn't use him as a gun anyway because I think it looks silly. Like I like having him on Death Star's shoulder, so I can live with it. So
You can't.
yeah,
live with
because
it,
I
yeah.
can live with it.
Yeah.
So it really, the thing that really bothers me now is they never made a Violin Jagger toy.
Well,
And of
just
cour-
get a bunch of fossilizers and build your own.
That's true, but
You
like I
have a
don't have a
3D printer?
Diatlas or anything. But like, you know, they never made a Violin Jagger, so I, you know, never have that. But yeah, very pleased with that. It's going to look nice on the shelf, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, I forgot what we do on the show now. Is this where we talk about our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio? I think that is
Oh, somewhere around there.
what we do. So if you go to tfradio.net/credits, you can see all of our patrons at the touched tier, which again, that's our top tier. We do thank them every week on the show. And if my internet's acting horrible, fortunately I still have a connection, but the website's running slowly, and here it is now. So
Sometimes the website just does that too.
yeah.
It may not be your internet.
So yeah, if you want to be a patron at the touch tier, well, thank you every week, and I'll give you a hug personally if I see you in person.
And then there's that whole history on the fives thing too.
And we have our History on the Fives podcast that we record every week, and we have folks that are at the touch tier on there. And occasionally we have a celebrity from RFC guest on the
Don.
show, and we might actually have a celebrity from another Transformers podcast here in a couple of weeks. So yeah, so patreon.com/tfradio. Our touch patrons are Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Cheesy Patty, just so pleasant to say, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Jonathan James, Nathan Sampy, Ness, Joey Russell, who has not made like the last 2 episodes of History on the Fives, and gotta have a talk. I've got to talk with him. Got to figure out why. If I need to go like, you know, do his Boy Scouts
Taxes?
duties,
Oh, okay.
I can do that. Or if we can just maybe move the day. Jason Hiley, Mike Mallory, Jason W. Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton. And having Sean on is awesome because Sean is the guy who loves the movie. And if I have something movie related, I can ask him and he knows. God, his movie collection is ridiculous too. With all his, he's invested money in like, you know, movie used props. It's really awesome. Spider Bob, Mighty Orbots in black and white, now in color. If you want to join this crew of wonderful, amazing people, patreon.com/tfradio, just sign up. And yeah, I'm going to get the last couple of cards designed and printed, and we will never talk about them again. Just as a heads up. And if you've ever been a patron at the touch tier, you'll get it, even if it was like for 1 month. Just going to get those done. They're all designed but 2. Just got to print them. Okay. And that's it as far as that goes. You can find us at tfradio.net. All of our links are there. But I would encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube so that you can get updates when we go live every Wednesday. We're on Twitter at tfradio, Facebook at facebook.com/tfradio. And honestly, if you're listening to the podcast, just while you're listening, spend an hour and a half with us every week. Leave us a review while you're doing it. We would appreciate it. I'm on Twitter at BKilby, and on the Instagram at Brian Kilby, and at briankilby.com. All of my other podcast stuff is there. Rob Springer's not here, but he is at Robo Rob Springer. Rob Clay, how do people get a hold of you?
They can find me on Twitter at Figure Viewers or Rob Flails. Rob Flails is the Twitter for my YouTube account, Flail Theories, which, yeah, I'm mostly still covering Gundam Battle Operation 2, though, as I said, G Generation Genesis should be coming soon. Gundam Battle Operation 2 is about to hit its 3rd anniversary, and we're going to start adding things from, or some of the major things from Char's Counterattack soon, we're guessing, which, if you want to see the original Mobile Suit Gundam movie trilogy or Char's Counterattack, those are now up on Netflix. And the first 3 movies especially I recommend, particularly since they have the original audio. Because there was a redub in the early 2000s that screwed up all the music cues, and luckily this does not seem to be it from what I'm hearing.
Cool.
But yeah, if you like what I'm doing over at Flailthroughs, you can go to patreon.com/flailthroughs and request specific rounds, mobile suit weapon, color combinations like that. And of course, I'm not too proud to not hawk my wish list, even though my birthday is about over. So tfradio.net/playlist.
And thank you for sharing your birthday with us.
Oh, it's been fun.
Awesome. Chris.
Sorry we didn't bring a cake. I'm personally on Twitter at ChrisRTXV. But more importantly, for my toy photography things, you can find me at playwithphotography.com or on Twitter at playwithphotos. I posted some photos of Galvatron just yesterday that I'm actually unusually happy with. So go check those out. Also on Instagram at instagram.com/playwithphotography. And if you would like to show some support and help me to do what I do with the toy photography, for as little as $2 per month, you can do that at patreon.com/playwithphotos. And I have an Amazon wish list also, even though it's not my birthday, at tfradio.net/chrislist.
Sweet. Don, tell us about your wish list.
My one wish is to never fight again. No. I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4 EVR.
And your wish list is at tfradio.net/Massey Attack, and Massey is spelled MASSEY. Diecast, you have a wish list. Tell us about it. And he's muted.
Maybe he fell asleep.
It's possible.
tfradio.net/diecast list. You can follow me on Twitter at diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast. And you can also see all my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews.
Cool.
Well, it's not that he's close to falling asleep.
Yeah.
That
John.
probably means it's time for the show to be over.
That John D everywhere.
Cool. Okay. That's it for the show this week, I think. Am I missing anybody? No? Okay. I'm missing all of you. I wish you were here with us right now. It would be wonderful. We love you. We'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, and I didn't record the show. I'm kidding.
Nice. So, Don, did you see how cheap those Fans Toys figures are if you get them off Taobao?
Yeah, I saw the link.
Like that's like right around what they were when they first came out.
Hey, people watching live, I'm going to kill the stream because Don has something super secret he wants to share with us that he doesn't want to share with you because he doesn't trust you like he does us. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I hate it that it's that way, but I love you and trust you, but Don doesn't. I'm kidding. We'll see you next week, people.
Hi, everybody.
So goodbye, Twitch. Goodbye, Facebook. Goodbye, Periscope. And